Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Gotlegs, and once again we're in my kitchen. When you train with power and use a power meter, one of the things that you have to do is a so-called FTP test. Now a lot of you already know what FTP stands for. For those who doesn't, it stands for functional threshold power, and it's the power that you can sustain for about an hour. The right way of doing a test like this would be to jump on the bike and do 1 hour just flat out, and whatever you end up with as average watts is what you can maintain for an hour, or is your functional threshold power. But a lot of people don't like to do that, including myself. So the wonderful people that develop the whole training with the power meter foundation is to do a 20-minute test instead. Do a 20-minute test, go all out, and then subtract 5% of that average wattage, and you'll have an estimate of your functional threshold power. So when you talk to people that ride with power, they will often say that they really hate doing this test. And I'm one of those. I don't like it, it hurts a lot, and it's not fun at all. But it's the only way to really determine what training zones you should be in, and a good way to track your fitness to see if you improve or don't. So I'm in the process of setting up my small home gym, if you would like to call it that. As I mentioned in some of the other videos, I do most of my turbo training sessions in my kitchen, mainly because I have a family and I don't have a basement or another room that I can use. So it's either this, my living room, or my bedroom. And my bedroom has carpets, so that's not really ideal. And I don't like to tell my family that they shouldn't be in the living room. So the kitchen is quite the place for me to be when doing these sessions. When doing these tests, I have a small procedure I like to do. You know, there's a protocol that Hunter Allen and I can't remember the other guy's name, Coggan, describe. And that is basically written in the Training and Racing with the Power Meter book. But the day before I do a test, which was yesterday, I usually do an easy ride. I do an easy ride with 6 intervals in it. And they consist of 3 times 1 minute at 150% FTP, and then 3 times 30 seconds. It's basically all out. I think they like to say that it has to be 180% of FTP or higher. So I do that, and I do about 5 minutes between each set. So you really recover. So they're short intervals, but really punchy intervals that really open up the legs. And then I do some cadence drills just to make sure that the legs are fully opened. So today normally you'd have to do, I can't even remember the protocol, but how I do it is I get on the bike, I do about 15 minutes easy spin, easy warm up, then I do 3 times 1 minute high cadence, that is 110 RPM and above. Then I do about 5 minutes easy riding, just get the legs spinning. And then I go into the first set, and that would be a gradual increase of the wattage. So I'll start off at maybe 200 watts, and then I'll increase every minute by maybe 10 or 20 watts per minute. The idea behind that is that the last minute I'll reach the level or the wattage I'm aiming for at the test. So if I'm aiming at 275 watts, the last minute will be between 270 and 280 watts. So I might start out at 220 watts, increase by 20 or 10 or 15 even, and then end up at the 275 mark at the last minute. Then I'll do 5 or 10 minutes easy, just cooling down a bit, and then I'll head into the main set. And that's basically the 20 minutes all out. I like to start out a bit conservative because I know that these tests tend to hurt a lot. So I might start out at 260 watts, 265, gradually increase to 275, 280, and then for maybe, depending on how I feel during the test, the last 3 minutes to a minute and a half, really just open up everything I got to really boost the last minutes and the average watts. So that's how I do it, and then I just have a cool down. Another thing I like to do is hear music while I'm doing the test, and I have a specific playlist for that. And I don't know if I'll do a different video or just post it in the description below. But basically I have some music that I like to listen to during a test, and I've made a playlist, which means that when I'm heading into the last song, I'm in the last 3 minutes, so I know exactly how long I'm in. But it basically consists of some Slipknot to start out with, really get it going. Some Volbeat, some Pennywise, and some Offspring. Also got a bit of Nine Inch Nails in it. Basically, really pounding. But I'll probably make another video about that, and probably also just write it in the description. So I need to get in some different clothes now. Probably just do some small prepping, and then I'm onto the bike. So I'll see you when it's all done. And also, I'm aiming for 275 watts on this TT bike. I know that's not a lot. I'll end up with an FTP around 260, but it's still early in the season. I still have to get used to riding in the position, and I know that my FTP indoors compared to outdoors will be about 30 to 40 watts lower. So 260 would be good for this time of the year, and still have to get used to the position. So we'll see how it goes. I might go lower, I might go higher. Hopefully higher, hopefully not lower, but time will tell. It's all up to the legs. So I'll get back to you when the results are in. So I'm done now with the test. It was brutal today. Didn't feel the legs going that good today. And when you have that feeling, the 20 minutes just seem like eternity, basically. You keep pushing, but there's just no power in the legs. But I managed. I cheated a bit, so I wasn't in the TT position all the time, but most of the time I was in the position, and ended up doing 271 watts. So 4 watts lower than I had hoped for, but still approved for me. And the thing about FTP tests is that even if you don't feel like the legs are going that good, that you don't feel the power that you need to, just go through it. Basically just ride until the 20 minutes are up. Look at the numbers, and if you feel that they're lower than what you can do, well, good for you. Try to do it again a couple of days later and see if you can reach a higher level. But if not, it's the real picture of your condition at the time, at the functional threshold power. So if you can't push more than 250 watts for an hour, you can't push more. So even if you're trying to set your FTP at 280 or anything like that, you won't benefit from it. You'll basically just not be able to do your training passes at all instead. So my FTP should be about 257, 258 or something like that, or maybe 256. I can't really remember. It's okay. I was sweating bullets. It was quite hot in here. Nelly song for you. But it's the conditions, and it's the conditions that I'll do the next test in as well, and it's the condition that I'm going to ride a lot of the next training passes. So it's my form right now. So basically just do a lot of sweet spot training, a lot of FTP training for the next couple of weeks, and we'll do it again in a month's time, and hopefully the numbers will be higher. So until next time, thanks for watching. Of course, remember to watch the other videos I've done, and if you really like what you see, subscribe to the channel. Bye.